Let's go, let's go, let's go. This is SleezBall. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my running back tiers for week 3. I'm going to give you the baller tier at the top, which is the top 5 scorers, I think, on the week. I'll give you tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, which will be round out the top 20. And then I will give you my sleepers, who I will stay outside the 20 to 30 range and add 5 sleepers that if you have injuries at running back, you could possibly play to plug and play in your lineup to help you this week. And with the running back injuries that are happening, like Nick Chubb, Saquon, Aaron Jones, I mean, it's piling up already in week 2. So it is time to dive into the wire and help you win that matchup. Let's start balling, baby. So for the first one, if you look at this, the CMC to Jahmyr Gibbs, this is 1 through 10 Fantasy Pros ranking, okay? 11 through 20 right here at the bottom is going to be James Cook to Alexander Madison. That is what they think. I am going to mix up the expert rankings, make it my own little spin on it, and break down why. So for number 1, I am not going CMC or Tony Pollard this week, and I'll get to that in a second. My number 1 running back of the week with a star next to it is going to be Travis Etienne, okay? He draws the Colts. The Colts have been ran over back-to-back weeks. He's getting absolute. I mean, I missed so bad on this guy in the draft. It was terrible. All that Tank Bigsby talk was a lie. Travis Etienne is getting 80% snap share. His weighted opportunities, he's number 3. The Jags are running 35 runs a game. That is number 4. He's number 6 in carries, number 8 in targets. I mean, it's unbelievable the usage this guy is getting. So all his metrics are top 10. He's run the 4th most routes for running backs. His route participation is 81%. He's number 3. I mean, his breakaway runs number 5. Evaded tackles number 11. He is an absolute RB1 still in the draft that I did not see. And the schedule coming ahead for him is gold. And he just had a down game. So I do have him at number 1. But if you can buy him now, this is a buy now Travis Etienne. He is going to explode the rest of the season. My number 2, and again, I'm going to be staying away from CMC and Tony Pollard. Number 2 is going to be Bijan. I mean, this guy, Robinson, is a tank, man. He looks so good. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just watching him play. You should have been drafting him top 5. And it was really tough in the draft coming out, like looking at a rookie and being like, oh, do I take a rookie this early? Yes, you take a rookie this early. It was super tough for me to do it too, but it's unbelievable. His metrics are crazy. 5.4 yards per carry, top 10. Yards per touch, 5.2, top 15. Juke rate, top 10. Evaded tackles, top 10. Breakaway run rate, number 6. I mean, he's through the roof. Yards created on his own in space, top 5. Bijan Robinson looks every bit the superstar that the Falcons wanted when they drafted him. This is why they are 2-0, and Bijan Robinson is my number 2 running back heading into the week. Now, here we go. See, this is tough for me at 3 right here. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to put CMC at 3, and any other week, I would put CMC 1 every week. Any other week but this week. It is Thursday Night Football against the Giants, our first home game. No Saquon Barkley. I mean, they're saying he's day-to-day, quote unquote. I'm not buying any of that. I do think CMC will get 15, 16 points, but I think the Niners run him out the building. They did update this week that Elijah Mitchell is going to be played more, and they're going to rest CMC this week because, let's face it, the Niners are 10 times better than the Giants. And it's just, you might even see Jordan Mason to get like 5-6 carries in this game. I think it's kind of a rest back, sit back game for CMC, but he's so good. I have to put him in the baller list every week. I mean, it's just an easy matchup that makes me scared. That's why I have him at 3. And now the same thing comes here for Tony Pollard at 4. And it's been really interesting to me throughout the season with Tony Pollard. So if you've watched any of the Cowboys games, they've blown both the teams out of the water, right? The Jets got mopped out the building and the Giants got killed. And Tony Pollard hasn't seen a full workload really yet. And it's interesting that they're sprinkling in Dowdle and they're sprinkling Deuce Vaughn. I mean, Tony Pollard looks so good. It's crazy. But you haven't really got to see the full Tony Pollard yet. And now they get the Cardinals, which is the same kind of game script for the Niners, right? the Cowboys will probably be up 20-0 early, and you probably won't see the full workload for Tony Pollard. So this is why I have Tony Pollard, CMC at 3 and 4 instead of at the top, because I don't feel like the volume will be, a full massive volume for them this week. Heading over to number 5. It's very tough at 5. I couldn't decide between Josh Jacobs. I know he just had a negative week, but if you've watched the Steelers offense, they play the Steelers this week. The Raiders-Steelers game is always a different kind of game than the normal grunge Raider games they play. For some reason, these games are higher scoring between these teams. Josh Jacobs ran for -2 yards last week, but he had a receiving monster game. This is going to be the Josh Jacobs ground and pound game. You have Devontae Adams in concussion protocol. We don't know about yet. This is the last time I put him tier 1 or a baller tier, though, if he doesn't produce. I was going to put James Cook and make a crazy play here, but I'm going to put Josh Jacobs at 6. So I already mixed up their top 5 already. Every single ranking is different from what they had, but I like Josh Jacobs a lot this week. I feel like it is his time to shine. Jerome Ford just went for 100 yards, and he's a nobody. Nick Chubb was balling out. You can run on the Steelers before Nick Chubb got hurt. So feel so bad for Nick Chubb and owners, man. That was brutal. That was a dirty hit. But now that is my baller tier heading into number 6. We're going to start with Old Man River, the king himself. I was not low, but not super Derrick Henry status with him heading into the season, and that's wrong. I mean, this guy just always produces. I did expect a bigger game from him against the Chargers last week, which really didn't happen. But his usage went up. His receiving usage is through the roof. He's number 3 in receiving right now as a running back. You never thought you'd see that. He only has 142 rushing yards through 2 games. That's number 12. That's what I was saying with the Charger game. I thought he would go for 130, 140 against the Chargers. That didn't happen. And the game script didn't even get away, and they got the win. So that was, a little concerning for me. But with Derrick Henry, I mean, this guy's still getting 5 yards per touch. He's top 5 per touch. He's number 2 in evaded tackle, number 24 in evaded tackle, sorry. And he's top 10 metrics and everything else. Yards created, 107, number 3. Yards created per touch by himself, number 3. Production premium, number 10. I mean, dominator rating, 40%. He's number 6 at the running back position. It's still King Henry time. I know Tyjae Spears sprinkled in more week 1, but Tyjae Spears kind of got, halted back a little bit week 2. I mean, Derrick Henry still is King Henry, and he's going to get, I'm going to say he goes for 100 plus in a teeter this week. It's finally the breakout game time. I mean, the Browns, if you look at the Browns last night, I know that the Steelers didn't run on them, but the Steelers' offense looked terrible. They don't even really run. And the Browns, I mean, it looks like Deshaun Watson's in shambles. I feel like this is a King Henry game. I'm going to put Henry at 6. Number 7, if it doesn't happen this game, I'm going to start to freak out. Jahmyr Gibbs. So Jahmyr Gibbs, game 1, rookie, 21 years old. They definitely pulled back the reins on him. He had 28% snap share week 1, 48% snap share week 2. They're working him in. Now you get the David Montgomery hammy injury. Looks like he's out 3 to 5 weeks. This is Jahmyr Gibbs time. I should have put him. I was thinking about putting him 5 too, but I mean, this should be an explosion game for him. The Falcons are really, their defense only plays good at home. They're in Detroit now. This is going to be a high flying offensive game for the Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh God, give me 15 plus for Jahmyr this week. At number 8, Joe Mixon. I'm going to stick with the Fantasy Pros ranking. They had him at 8. I'm going to go 8 this week. So Joe Mixon, I mean, depending Burrow, right? So, I mean, if you got Jake Browning out there, you probably got to lower Joe Mixon a little bit, right? So, I mean, he's literally produced back-to-back games, just hasn't found the end zone. So, I mean, 100 yards, 80 yards, back-to-back games, receiving, rushing combined, but he hasn't found the end zone. But none of the Bengals really, I mean, besides T. Higgins last week, have found the end zone. So the Bengals offense has been just abysmal. I think Burrow came back too early. But Joe Mixon is still the full workhorse, man. I mean, snap share, just 82% to 62% last week, but it was, the game got out of hand. I mean, opportunity share, he's number 7. All his metrics are still top 10 running back metrics. Every single thing. Breakaway run rate, number 10. Breakaway runs, number 5. Like, he's there. He's got to find the end zone. Yards created on his own, number 8. Base front carry rate, number 5. Shotgun carry rate, number 1. So he gets the most carries out of shotgun. Like, everything looks good for Mixon. He's just got to find pay dirt, man. I think against the Rams on Monday night, he will find pay dirt. But again, if Browning is playing, I would be dropping him down. We don't know the update yet, but I think Joe Burrow is going to gut it out either way. I mean, they're 0-2. He's not looking to go 0-3 and ruin this whole season already. I like Mixon at 8. At number 9, the guy I told you to buy low on. I tweeted out all preseason, don't buy the Charbonnet hype of the second-round draft pick. If you took the eye test and watched Charbonnet at UCLA and watched anything Kenneth Walker has done, it is not even close, bro. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, Charbonnet's not, I'm not saying it's terrible, but Kenneth Walker is a way better runner inside the tackle. He is a breakaway speed runner. Charbonnet is more like a possession, big down, give me the passing ball guy. So Kenneth Walker popped off for 2 touchdowns last week, 20 fantasy points, put himself back in contention for, top 10 running back every week. Snap share was 72%. Opportunity share was 73%. I mean, it's the Kenneth Walker show. I'm pretty sure Charbonnet, I don't know exact the amount, but he played, I think, 9 snaps or something. Is not great. And also, the preseason talk was that Kenneth Walker is not a good receiving back. He can't catch the ball at the backfield. Okay, he's the number 9 running back in receptions and route ran. So that was also wrong. He's put in the work in the offseason. His route participation is number 8 in the NFL for a running back. His target share is number 2 in the NFL for a running back. Routes ran is number 20 in the NFL for a running back. Get out of here with all that canine talk. He is the guy. He's barking. He's coming. He gets a great matchup this week. This has got it written all over it. The Panthers are going to get K9'd. 100%. I love K9 a lot. DFS, everything this week. Get him in your lineup. Easy start. Number 10, I am not going to put Ramondre here like they have. I'm going to swoop up to my guy all season, baby. James Cook. So James Cook is averaging 15.2 fantasy points per game, okay? And he hasn't scored a touchdown, guys. And they were up last game so much, they rotated all the backs. So think about a game where it's in contention. They play the Commanders this week. The Commanders are 2-0. Their defense is a little better than, the Raiders. So they played last week. This will be a James Cook smash play this week. I love James Cook versus the Commanders. The Commanders do stop the run in between the tackles, but what they don't do is they're 29th worst at guarding the running back receptions, and that is where James Cook thrives. He is going to feast again. Give me all the Cooks I can get this week. Heading into my tier 2 now. So they have Miles Sanders, Mostert, Najee Harris, Rashad White. This ranking, man, I just can't do it. I am going to put Ramondre at 11. He has such a tough matchup versus the Jets, but I do think the receiving work will save his day. But, man, it is super tough running in between the tackles against that Jets front 7. But I think the Patriots win this game. I mean, the Patriots have looked way more impressive than I thought. Mac Jones, QB7, his numbers are through the roof. Number 1 in pass, everything, all this crazy stuff. Hunter Henry, tight end 1. Patriots are super impressive, way more than I thought. Week 1 was an aberration for Ramondre's playing time. He had that illness. Now he came back last week to full Ramondre status. I mean, he still didn't have a great game, but he put up the touchdown at the end to save the day. But his snap share went up to 81% from week 1 to 60%, which, like I was saying, he was maybe sick or whatever it was. It's the Ramondre show. The Zeke talk needs to stop. This guy, number 8 in snap share last week, he has run the most routes in the NFL as a running back at number 1, and he's number 7 in participation as a running back. Yards per reception also, and this is against wide receivers. He's averaging 8.2 yards per reception. That's number 6 in the NFL. Everything is there to like about Ramondre. If you can still buy now 100%. The Patriots are better than I thought, and Ramondre is going to end up a top 8 running back on the season, bearing injury, of course. But I like Ramondre so much this season. And I have a number 11 this week. So, number 12. I mean, look at this. I, how do these guys think this? Like when they rank these, it kind of trips me out. I'm going Kyren Williams, guys, at 12. This guy is the waiver steal of the year. He just played 96% of the Rams snaps last week versus the 49ers. Volume is king. You never really have a running back that even scores against the 49ers. He did it twice. He looks the part all the way. RB1 status, like RB1 usage status, everything. The Rams offense looks way better than I expected. McVay is coaching an absolute gem season. I thought the Rams would be a tank team, a low end, 20 to 30 ranking team. No, they're going to be like 18 to 15. They're going to be in the mix, maybe top 12. We'll see how it goes out when Cooper Kupp gets back. But Kyren Williams, you can't even trade for this guy now. Everybody's so high on him. It's ridiculous. I'm putting him at 12. They had him at 20. I think that's crazy. They play the Bengals on Monday night. If there's no Joe Burrow, he's going to eat all the way through the game. I mean, no, he doesn't even see the sideline. He's going to play every single play. Give me Kyren Williams at 12. Heading over to 13, this guy just gets, I don't understand how he always is just dogged upon. So he was my bold prediction last week on Twitter, my other YouTube video, that he would drop 20 points. He got close, man. He got 18, so the bold prediction was close. But it doesn't matter if it's the Cardinals. I mean, I know it does matter that it's the Cardinals, but it doesn't matter. This guy sees just every snap, everything. He's like Kyren Williams, James Conner style. So he has 84% snap share through 2 weeks. That's number 2 in the NFL at running back. His opportunity share per play is 80%. That's number 4 in the NFL. He has weighted opportunities of top 10 in the NFL. The fourth best running back with receptions already. He's number 4. So, I mean, every catch rate of 83%, he's number 1. So, I mean, it's just all his metrics are top 10, but he's never treated like it. James Conner, the only thing that scares me with him is it's the Cardinals, and they play the Cowboys. And this could get out of hand real quick, but it doesn't matter. Even if it gets out of hand, it's still James Conner every time. They're riding Conner all the way. I mean, I would say trade for him, but with the Cardinals season, like, I don't know if the Cardinals are going to try and ship him off, like week 6, 7 before the trade deadline to get pieces or whatever they're thinking. They just got to win. I know that, but they're not a competitive team. But, God, I love James Conner so much. I feel like he's in the wrong situation, and he has a very tough matchup this week. That's why I have him at 13. Number 14 is Raheem Must Start Mostert. This guy is impressive right now. He is one of the very risky running backs to own with his injury history. I mean, the guy goes full speed, just head on, gets hurt. I mean, every year he gets hurt, in other words. But at the rate he's going right now, you have to start him every week. He's on a high-powered offense. I mean, he just came off, 20-point game, 26-point game last week, I'm pretty sure, on 0.5 PPR. Just dominated. It was lucky. I mean, his carries were better this game than week 1. He had a very sluggish week 1. I think he had like 12 carries for 39 yards. And 2 of those carries were for like 12 yards. So he literally didn't have good rushing, numbers. But I feel like he also got lucky last week because, Jalen Waddle went down at the 1. And I believe Smythe went down at the 1, and he got 2 punch-ins, right? Well, yeah, of course that looks nice. It's like Jalen Hurts getting the goal line vultures, whatever it is. But here's the other things to actually really like about Mostert right now. He has 27 routes ran. That's number 2 in the NFL. He has the second most evaded tackles as a running back through 2 weeks, number 2. Participation premium per pass play. So every time routes are going around, he's at 22%. That is the 7th best for the running back position. I mean, there's his age and everything that comes with him, 28, injury history, it's risky, but he's a must-start player right now. I mean, the Dolphins' offense is flying. Tua's number 1 in almost every category. I mean, it's ridiculous. Give me Mostert, but I feel like it may be almost like, God, I don't know if I want to say like time to sell high. But he's one of those players you got to think about selling high always when you own him. So, I mean, he's a great draft pick right now, but he's very scary heading down the road for me with Mostert. At number 15, Brian Robinson, the steal of every fantasy draft at running back at the moment right now. So, here's the thing with Brian Robinson coming off a monster game last week, right? I think he was running back 1 overall. And Antonio Gibson, that everyone was saying in the preseason, he's going to get everything. Antonio Gibson is washed, just like he's always been washed. He's never going to take the job ever from Brian Robinson unless he gets hurt. But he has the Bills this week, man. And like I said with, my video before quarterback Josh Allen, this is one of those games where I feel like it gets away from the Redskins. And I know Brian Robinson is seeing more pass work than he has before, like in his rookie season. I just don't know if they're getting blown out. If Brian Robinson is like a must start RB2, I picture him more as a flex play if you need it this week. But it's crazy. His numbers: opportunity share, he's number 9; snap share, he's number 11 for running backs. It's phenomenal. Met 37 carries, that's number 4 overall. He's getting fed. He's red zone touches, he's number 8. I mean, there's a lot to like about Brian Robinson. I just don't like it this week. If that helps out. He's dominator rating player overall. He's number 8 at 36%. There's so much to like here. I just don't like this week. That's why I have him at the end of tier 2 at 15. So heading into my tier 3 here, I really love the bounce back game from Rachaad White. And I do love that the Bucs are 2-0. That's something you like in a running back, but I don't really know if I would put him as a buy now with the schedule coming up for them. I mean, they get the Eagles this week. But the Eagles defense has been very leaky versus the passes. Where Rachaad White should be shining, they're going to stuff the run on him 100%. It's going to be very tough in between the tackles for him. But the Bucs are impressive, man. I mean, Mike Williams is going out of his mind. I missed on that. Rachaad White was one of my super high plays. I just don't like the matchup this week. But he is actually, snap share 80%, number 5. His team, the Bucs are running the 6th most plays. I did not see that coming at all. I thought they'd be passing, playing from behind. They're running 33 runs a game, which is phenomenal for Rachaad White owners of 100%. So he's also ran 20 routes, the 10th most in the league. He is absolutely getting the volume, but here's the stat that is the tough one, and they play the Eagles, right? So the Buccaneers are number 1 against stuffed run percentage. So that means that every time Rachaad White is getting the ball or not, he's already hit in the backfield before he gets a chance to even do anything, which really, against the Eagles right here, is what I'm saying. I probably should put him lower, but he just came off an explosive game, so I'm going to keep him at 16. But I'm not too high on starting Rachaad White this week, DFS or anything. It's going to be a rough game against that Eagles front. So at number 17, see, they have Madison here, Pacheco, Sanders still left. We're going to flip the script here. We're going to go to the stash box. Zach Moss, folks, came to play last week. 18 fantasy points last week. The only problem is the Colts get the Ravens, but this guy's snap share was through the roof. Every metric he had was top 10, top 5, all of them. And the Ravens really haven't looked that good. The problem with picking him like this is I'm calling him getting all the goal line work, and he's going to get a goal line touchdown. I don't think he gets that many rush yards against the Ravens. I feel like the game could get out of hand, but no one else came on the field for the Colts at all. You didn't see Deion Jackson. You didn't see, Evan Holt's hurt. You didn't see some people played Jake Funk. That was crazy. I don't know what you're doing there. But, Zach Moss is full work down back right now until Jonathan Taylor's week 4 pup is up or gets traded or whatever happens, or if they sign Kareem Hunt, however it goes. Zach Moss is a must-start volume play. Or must-start flex play, let's say, not running back 2 play. At 18, I'm going for the bounce back. If they don't feed this guy the ball, Breece Hall was my number 1 sit-em running back on Twitter, YouTube, everything. I hope you guys listened last week, because the Cowboys defense, you just don't play a running back against. He got absolutely shut down. I think they had a total of 9 carries between him and Dalvin Cook. I don't have the exact number. It was 28 yards combined. 10 carries. They got absolutely blown out. You cannot run against them. Now they get the Patriots, who normally the Patriots' run D is good, but through the first 2 weeks, their run D has looked terrible. So, this is if they don't start feeding Breece Hall with Zach Wilson, God, Zach Wilson looks terrible. If you have Garrett Wilson in my next video, I got to say it now, but in my next video, he's going to be a sell now candidate. 100%. Get rid of him. I mean, the Jets with Zach Wilson, they don't do something about it. Every player is going to go down, but that is why it will help Breece's volume. He's getting healthier off the ACL. I do think he outproduces his projection this week, and I do think I'll be moving him up as he gets healthier. But, man, that Jets offense is very, very tough to watch, and it hurts all Jets owners of Dalvin Cook, Breece, Garrett Wilson. It's brutal, man. They should go get, like, Jameis Winston or something. But I'm going to put him at 18 for now. Again, avoiding the list of what they have right now. So, 19, here we go. We're going to mix it up again. This is going to be a twofer right here, okay? So, this is going to be A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones combined, because I don't know about the hammy yet with Aaron Jones. I don't know if he's playing yet. No one does yet. So let me get these guys mixed in here if I can. We'll double them up like that. So the Packers have been impressive through the first 2 weeks. I know they lost last week at the very end. The Falcons ran the clock out on them. They get the Saints this week. The Saints they haven't really played anybody yet, so they haven't been hit in the mouth yet. I feel like this is the game where they're going to pop off with the run game. So the Saints, Lattimore has looked lights out. So Olave is, or not Olave, Christian Watson or whoever the wide receiver one is going to be, Jaden Reed or Romeo Doubs, they're in trouble. Demario Douglas, linebacker, stops every tight end. You never play a tight end versus Saints, ever. It's like playing the Cowboys as a running back. You don't do it. So I feel like this is the Aaron Jones, Dylan Feedham game right here. I probably should put him higher. I mean, if Aaron Jones is healthy and good to go, I would put him, top 15, 100%. We don't know yet. If he doesn't go, I like A.J. Dillon in this game a lot. I feel like it's going to be a smash mouth Packers run game all the way. You're not going to see, a full air out game versus Saints. I like him at 19. But again, if Aaron Jones is healthy, I like him top 15. At number 20, God damn, this is a sell now, folks, if you can. This is his last chance. I mean, if you're a Najee owner, people are already sending out trades like crazy for Najee to get rid of him. But if he can't smash against the Raiders and get at least 10 points, I mean, he has 4.1 point average through 2 games. The guy has like 38 and 19 rushing yards. He has been terrible. And you can't even sell him. You wasted such high draft capital. Nobody wants him. And the problem is that Jaylen Warren looks better, guys. He looks like a better running back. He's more explosive through the holes. He's a way better pass catching back. He's better in open space. Well, better in open space, elusive wise. I mean, Najee will stiff arm you and just throw you out of the way for sure. But this is a very, very scary running back to own right now if you drafted him high. I did say stay away from Najee all year in tweets, all year before it started. And look what's happening. The Steelers' offense looks terrible. The running game is shot. The Raiders, this is his only chance. This is his last hurrah for Najee Harris until I take him off every single list. Like, I'm so down on Najee, especially if he doesn't produce here. It's over for Najee for me. So, moving out of the tiers now into sleeper plays. I don't really know if you'd call Alexander Mattison like a sleeper play, but he's been so bad that this is like a Najee Harris comment right here. This is his last hurrah. He gets a great matchup, but everyone has already everyone's like sold him already. Like Ty Chandler's coming for the job. They're looking at free agents. Alexander Mattison was not the play. Thank God I got to trade him early in the league. I drafted him. I really wanted nothing to do with him, so that was great. The Vikings are just pass. I mean, it's just been the Kirk Cousins Jetta show. But now you get the Charger D, who we don't know if Bosa and Kendricks are going to be back. They were both hurt last week. They're beat up. The Chargers are always beat up. I don't know what their training staff just must have something that gets them hurt every time in the locker room or something. I don't get it. They're always hurt. And this game should be the highest scoring game of the week. So this should be 30-plus points, both team. Every time you play the Chargers, it should be 30-plus points because their defense can't stop anybody. I mean, Alexander Mattison is going to find the end zone. He better find the end zone this week. He better do something. He has not looked good between the tackles. He has not looked good even in space. I know he got that lucky touchdown week 1. He was wide open. So, I mean, it was just he ran out to the right and caught a touchdown pass. Nothing crazy. Yeah, he's these two, Najee Harris and Alexander Madison. I want nothing to do with, but he does have a great matchup this week. Flex play at best for Alexander Madison this week. At 22, Isaiah Pacheco. I cannot figure out what is going on with Isaiah Pacheco. I don't know if it's that the Chiefs aren't running him or what the deal is, or it's, he's not getting the full workload if he's still injured from camp or whatever it is. Very concerning to me, or they could be holding him. They get the Bears. This is a Pacheco smash game. The Bears. I mean, Bears fans and Justin Fields. I even bought into Justin Fields. The Bears. I don't even want to talk about, but it's bad. This should be the Chiefs 30-10. Or they just held Jacksonville to 7 points last week. So their defense showed out. I mean, they showed out way more than I thought. Now let me pull this up real quick. I don't want to give the wrong information here on it, but so if I can find it, here we go. Pacheco. Okay, so this is back-to-back games. He did have 12 carries for 70 yards the game before, or week 2, and then 9 carries. So games that they've been up in, you see that it's not the Pacheco show still. I don't know. That's what I'm saying about the injury. I know he didn't get a lot of training camp time or preseason time because he was hurt through it. But 21 carries through 2 games that you're in and up in for your starting running back, not that fully of a good look. I'm not, he did get receiving work week 1, but got no receiving work week 2. I'm kind of on a buy now on Pacheco. I feel like his numbers are going to produce more, but they're just not yet. I mean, that's the best way I could put it for Isaiah Pacheco right now. I'm not fully bought in, but I'm bought in, if that makes sense. Like, he's going to be better. This is his game to smash game. I love him for DFS this week a ton because the running back matchups this week aren't that easy around. So, like, these rankings right here, these are all tougher matchups than definitely week 2. So, I like Isaiah Pacheco at 22. You can put him in your flex for sure. At 23, this one's scary, man. I really think they overpaid for Miles Sanders in Carolina. So it seems like it's going to be the Chuba Hubbard show by like week 5. If you had the eye test of watching any Panthers games. So Miles Sanders, 14 carries, 43 yards week 2. 48 yards on 17 week 1. I mean, his yards per carry average is not like 2.8 to 3.0 yards. I don't have the calculator in front of me, I'm just guessing by math. Not good. I mean, his receiving work has been better than I thought, but Chuba Hubbard, when he gets the ball, looks better. And if you just eye test it, he looks better. If I had Miles Sanders right now, I'd be trying to package him with someone to elevate a different roster on my spot because they're a losing team. And I don't think Miles Sanders may even be a trade candidate for all the running backs getting hurt right now. I mean, it doesn't look good in Carolina. Really nothing to like. Like, Hayden Hurst had a down game. Bryce Young's going to struggle in his first year. Let's put it that way. So I have Miles Sanders at 23, but that's a tempered expectations 23 just because he's still getting enough volume to put him there. But I'm not a huge Miles Sanders fan. 24, this is a buy now candidate. Okay. Tyler Algier is getting the work, guys. Bijan Robinson looks like a god, 100%. We know that. But Tyler Algier still saw 16 carries last week. He is getting a massive amount of workload. It's still a 57-43 split, and they ran the ball 45 times. That is volume that you want. I look at it, though, as they were ahead. The Falcons are 2-0. Had an easy start. Not easy. Packers aren't, walkover, but they're not really a contender to me. They haven't really played anybody yet. So I'm kind of pulling back the reins on that. But God, Arthur Smith is running the bejesus out of the football, man. That's just what's going to happen. And now you play the Lions, though. So it's why I have Algier below like top 20, right? Like, I do like Algier better than Najee. But in this game versus the Lions, I feel like they're going to be down. Their defense is not good on the road, like I said earlier with Bijan. I think the Lions get ahead in this, and you see more Bijan snap share this week than you will Tyler Algier because they're not ahead and they're not pounding the rock out. So I'm going to temper him to 24, but it is a buy now for low capital that you can get him for. I don't think a lot of people are super high on Algier, off the week 1 blowout game, but, maybe they are, maybe they're not. If they're smart, they should be, but there's a lot of owners that don't know. I would like to go get Tyler Algier right now if I could because the volume is massive. So I'm going to leave off Dameon Pierce. I'll give it like a second to talk about him. He has 5-point average through 2 games. The offensive line is missing 4 starters. This is what Dameon Pierce gets. He just disappears. I was super high on him. His schedule is brutal. If you can sell him now, get out. It looks like it's gonna be a passing show with Houston. Not Dameon Pierce fan. Justice Hill, he's gonna get the same thing. He did get more carries than Gus Edwards, and I predicted that to happen. Gus Edwards did get the goal line carry. Justice Hill got way more work share. I like Justice Hill better than Gus, but I don't like him at 25. We're gonna stick with the brutal matchup from last week. Josh Kelly. So the update today was that there's no timetable for Austin Eckler, and I thought that the whole time. I thought he had a high ankle sprain. I thought he'd be out 3 to 5 weeks. I don't know why they're hiding this injury report. I know the Chargers are 0-2, and it's panic mode and everything. Josh Kelly played the Titans. The Titans' run D has held Jamal Williams to 37 yards. The Titans' run D just held Joshua Kelly to like 36 yards or 38 yards. Same thing. Their run D is number 1. Just like the Cowboys and Niners, that's their strong suit. They're for real against the run. That now he gets the Vikings, and like I said, the highest scoring game of the week, I'm predicting. And DeAndre Swift just ran for 3,000 yards. 3,000. That's a joke. He ran for like 188. But, I mean, against the Vikings. So this is a Josh Kelly DFS smash play this week. These are my 2 favorite cheap running backs. Is Alexander Madison and Josh Kelly in a shootout Chargers-Vikings game. I would say try and find a lineup. This is just a little inside late tip here. Try and find a lineup with Alexander Madison, Josh Kelly, Keenan Allen, and Justin Jefferson. And you can maybe work in Cousins or whatever you want in that moment. That would be my favorite stacks of the week for this game. I would take this whole game if I could. Voice is getting shot. That is it for my running back tiers this week, guys. As always, if you like the content, like and subscribe to help your boy out. It helps me a ton. I am trying to get to 1,000 subs on YouTube so I can put emojis and stuff into my live streams. I'm trying to bring you guys the best fantasy football content to help you win your matchups. And that is it. My next video will be the wide receiver tier list and then tight end tier list. And then I will dive into stardom sit-ems tomorrow. And I'll try and get it all out tonight. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.